On January 6, 2023, around 2:30 in the afternoon, a 6-year-old little boy at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, walked into his first grade class, pulled out a gun, and shot his 25-year-old teacher, Abby Zwerner. Abby was sitting at the reading table when the little boy pulled a 9mm Taurus handgun out of his coat pocket and pointed it at Abby. He didn't say anything and fired one shot, which went through her hand. Her hand was out protecting her body, went through her hand and landed in her chest/shoulder. Abby escorted the kids out of the classroom, walked up to the front office and said, "Call 911, I've been shot," and then fainted. At the same time of the shooting, a reading specialist named Amy Kovac happened to be walking by when the shot went off. She walked into the class, grabbed the little boy, and called 911. As they're waiting on police, Amy said the little boy said, and I quote, "I did it. I shot the bitch dead. I got my mom's gun last night." The boy had been known to be violent and problematic and in fact had brought bullets in just days before and then told people, other students, that he was going to be bringing in a gun next. In fact, the little boy had been suspended the day before for smashing Abby Zwerner's cell phone 2 days prior. So the day of the shooting was his first day back to school. In fact, the little boy's kindergarten teacher came forward saying that the year before, the little boy had come from behind, put her in a chokehold with his forearm, and didn't let go until another teacher pulled him off of her. 13 days after the shooting, the child's mother comes forward and gives this statement, quote, Our child suffers from an acute disability that was under a care plan at the school that included his mother or father attending school with him and accompanying him to class every day. The week of the shooting was the first week when we were not in class with him. We will regret our absence on this day for the rest of our lives," end quote. At this point in the investigation, things really start to pick up when Abby's attorney comes forward and says that they are going to sue the Newport News School District because they were warned 4 separate times on the day of the shooting that the little boy had a weapon and didn't do anything to intervene. So it starts at 11:15 that morning when Zwerner goes to the then assistant principal, Dr. Ebony Parker, and tells her that the little boy is acting especially violent. He had already beaten up a kindergartner. He stared down a security guard in the lunchroom, and there was talk in the halls that the little boy had a weapon. According to the documents, Parker never even looked up from her desk, just straight up ignored her. At 12:30, the same teacher, Amy Kovac, who had called 911, searched his book bag but did not find the weapon. Come to find out, they were at recess and the little boy had put the weapon in his coat pocket. So when they got back from recess, they went to Ebony Parker, asked permission to search the boy's person, and she said no, that a gun would never fit in his coat pocket. At 1 p.m., another teacher goes to talk to Ebony Parker and says that she had a child in tears because during recess, the little boy showed the girl the gun and said, "If you tell anybody, I'll shoot you." So what did Ebony Parker do with that information? She did nothing. She said, "Wait it out. It's almost the end of the day." At the end of March, Abby gives an interview to the Today Show and gives a ton of information. She says that she has just had her 5th surgery on her hand. She shares that the bullet is still lodged in her chest, and the doctors had told her had she not stuck her hand out to sort of stop the bullet, it wouldn't have slowed the bullet down and it probably would have killed her. She also shares that she has been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and PTSD since the shooting. In April of 2023, police announced that the boy's mother, Deja Nicole Taylor, has been indicted on 2 counts. 1, child neglect, and 2, recklessly leaving a firearm as to endanger a child. It's also around this time that Zwerner announces she's filing a $40 million lawsuit against the Newport News School District for gross negligence. In August of 2023, police announced that the little boy had gotten the gun out of his mom's purse the night before, which is interesting because she had told police she had no clue how her son got it because it was on the top shelf of her closet in her bedroom, had a gun lock on it, and was in a safe. Police called bullshit. It's around this time that the Newport News School District files a motion for Zwerner's $40 million lawsuit to be dropped because they believe that workers' compensation should cover this. In essence, the district said that getting shot is a hazard of the job and therefore workers' compensation should cover it. Thankfully, Judge Matt Hoffman called total BS and denied their motion. Had it been approved, she only would have been eligible for 10 times her salary, which I don't know what she was making, but I'm assuming is a far cry from $40 million. In November 2023, Deja Nicole Taylor is sentenced to 21 months in federal prison after pleading guilty for using marijuana while in the possession of a firearm and making false statements about her drug use on the application she filled out to purchase the gun that her son used to shoot Zwerner. In December of 2023, she is sentenced for the child neglect charges and receives 5 years with 3 years deferred. So after it's all said and done, she will serve just under 4 years behind bars. Just last month on March 11, 2024, the former assistant principal, Dr. Ebony Parker, was indicted on 8 counts of felony child neglect. Because she didn't turn herself in right away, she is currently listed as a fugitive. Lastly, Abby's trial against the Newport News School District for $40 million is scheduled to start January 21st, 2025.